Hey there. Good morning. It is day 10 of 77. Are you joining the challenge, the 77-day video challenge? Just share something that you learned along the way in your life, in your journey. If you're alive, you've got lessons. You've survived something. This one took me a long time. I mean, like a decade before I really fully understood it. So those of you watching me live, Hashem, what do you think? So if you're watching live right now, what do you think are the biggest problems in the speaking world? I would love to hear or have you type in, what do you think that is? What do you think are the biggest problems in the speaking world? It's a good question, and it took me a long time. And again, just my opinion, my journey, what I'm taking from it. But I had to reflect on this, and it just kind of gelled. And I think the two biggest problems in the speaking world is, number one, at the beginning, people who start in this world, whether it's a presenter, speaker, author, trainer, coach, is self-doubt. At the beginning, we have self-doubt. We doubt our value. We don't see our value. It's there, but we doubt it. In our head, we've got that little voice that says, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. I remember when I sat at my cube at Bose Corporation, trying to become a comedian, I had a quote in front of me, Vincent van Gogh's famous quote. He said, if you have a voice inside your head that says you're not a painter, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. So I had a voice in my head that said, you're not funny, but if I can make people laugh, I'm funny. Maybe not to everyone, but to those people there that night, that audience. So we've got to drown out that voice of doubt. Drown out your voice of doubt. We all have them. It's what we do about it. It's how we process them. So number one, self-doubt. And I think we might even have some ebbs and flows as well. That we have times where we're on it and we feel good and comfortable and confident, and times of self-doubt. But at the beginning, definitely. And I love Toastmasters. That's one of the reasons I sought out Toastmasters, because it was a place where I could get encouragement, and I needed that encouragement, especially early on. It was critical to my own growth. So number one, self-doubt. But we've got to battle it. We've got to overcome it. We've got to surround ourselves with those people who will encourage us, push us, not give us just fluff, but real, honest encouragement. And then number two, ego. Yeah, ego. Ego is the other challenge. Then once people start asking for your help, asking for your autograph and pictures with you. Hey, can I take a picture with you? Then you're like, I remember Alan Weiss saying, don't believe your own press releases. Hey, David Heights, how are you? We start believing our own press, our own bios, and our head grows. I've told this story a billion times of Mark Brown when I started working with him and thinking I just needed a couple little tweaks. But man, he just held up a mirror and basically it was like, you're not that good, but we can work with this. We can work with this. And that's exactly what I needed. So two biggest problems, in my opinion, self-doubt at the beginning and ego later on. And the universe, God, whatever you choose to call it, I think gives you a humbling. As soon as you start getting too full of yourself, you get a humbling where you really have to go back and take inventory again. So self-doubt, ego, two biggest problems. And I think it really stops us from helping us serve our audience more. How can you serve if you doubt yourself? And how can you serve if you think you're better than everybody else? We all have our times. But what can you do to take care of that? So join us in the 77-day challenge. It's a big lesson from a couple years of reflection on my own journey and my own course. So ask yourself, you got any of those challenges? Got a little self-doubt, or do you got a little ego? And this all this craziness right now has humbled a lot of presenters who were making tons of money in keynote speeches. Okay, guess what? We're going to change the rules. And I think we got to go back to being a student again. I know I have, that's for sure. So, see you at 8:17 tomorrow for day 11.